Hi, I'm Anita of My Chick and I podcast, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a marvelous day. And if you're seeing this show for the very first time and you like the show, please subscribe, like, and share, and hit the notification bell so when an episode comes out, you'll be the first to know. I was just looking to make sure nothing is out of place. Oh my goodness, yes, so. Hope everybody's doing wonderfully today. I hope wherever you are not having the amount of smoke as New York is experiencing that's coming from Canada. There's been a lot of wildfires in in Canada, and I said California because normally we always hear about the wildfires in California, but this time it's coming from Canada. And New York is actually just about 6 hours from Canada, the border, Niagara Fall over there. So it's just about 6 hours from New York. So we've been getting a lot of the remnant of the fire, the smoke that is coming at some point. I think it was on Wednesday. The place was dark. It got cold and dark, and it was just, you could see the sun trying to pick through with those yellow rays, but it was really bad. And it was just smelling everywhere of smoke. So you see me here today. I am home. Literally, this is my lunch break. And I've been home now for 2 days with remote instruction because the air quality has been terrible in New York. Hopefully we'll get a lot of wind blowing. Wind is not blowing right now. It was very high. I think it was on Wednesday when we had a little break and so on, but hopefully I'm just hoping that the wind picks up and it blows the smoke out of the area so we could go back to our normal lives. Yes, so I hope wherever you are, you're not experiencing that right now because it has just disrupted a lot of activities here in New York. But anyways, moving on. The reason why I wanted to bring this show is because I saw that Archie received a special gift for his 4th birthday. Isn't that cool? Archie got a bicycle. Just imagine Archie. And I know Archie is riding that bicycle in the house, in the yard. You could just imagine Archie live in the yard because the house is big, right? You could literally, I know you could ride a bicycle in there, live in the yard, running in there, going through the house with that bicycle. And I could just imagine it's his, really fun gift, as was stated in a letter that was sent on behalf of the Sussexes to the bike shop in Montecito that gave Archie the bicycle. So in the thank you note, it said that the bicycle has brought a lot of fun, time where for Archie. So that's really nice. So hopefully he'll be teaching his sister how to ride. So that probably Lili is probably sitting there demanding her bicycle, saying, "Where is my bicycle? Well, Mama, Papa, where is my bicycle?" She might be saying that. Harry did say Lili is finding her voice and trying to keep up with her brother. So she's like, "Where's my bicycle?" So I guess they're gonna have to get Lili her little tricycle so she can keep up with her brother Archie on his bicycle, his big boy bicycle. So that is certainly nice to hear. It's just always a pleasure to hear, something happy and fun like this. Especially what the Sussexes has, they've been through for the last couple of days, going back, when they were in New York, and then Harry having to go to England and, you fight for justice for all the wrong that has been done to him and his mother and, some of the members of his own family, although they did say that some of the members of the family did share information with the British press. That's what they were claiming in some of those instances, why the information was out there, and they were claiming it's not because of phone hacking, it's because of the direct information that they got from the palace. So it's just it's sad in and out that if your phone is hacked, it's terrible. But I mean, for your own family to be selling you out and telling people your most private thing behind your back, it's more than treason. It's like being a Judas to you. So that's just sad. At the end of the day, so I'm just happy that we got this beautiful news, and we can laugh and be excited about something. And so, and apparently, what they're saying out there is that this person that wrote the letter on behalf of the Sussexes apparently is a new staff member that came into the Sussex fold. So they haven't told us yet. Normally those things would be coming from Variety or other, or through other means like the Sussex website, Archie Foundation itself, but they haven't said anything, so we're just going based off that. But definitely they showed the lady's picture, and it appears to be a new person, somebody that we haven't been hearing from, or had been mentioned in the past. So maybe, I don't know. So we'll just wait and see without any judgment and so on. So Harry, they've reported that he's back in Montecito where he belongs, and look at how Harry did it. So proud of Harry. Harry came into England very quietly. Nobody had a picture of him coming into England. Came in, was there a day before, did his his testimonies, his was cross-examined on the witness stand, and for 2 days. Then he went home. No pictures has been seen of him, and then from there they said that he was at Frogmore. Who knows? That's just all hearsay. And he was at Frogmore, and from there he went back to California to be with his family. And this happened. It was all private. No pictures taken, and so on. And that's how it's supposed to be. Harry just wants peace, quiet, and away from prying eyes and people constantly getting into his business and following him around. He just wants peace at this point. I agree with him. He needs peace, because just imagine, since you were born, to say Harry was presented on the to the press when he was born. He came out of the hospital being presented to the press. So out of his 38 years of living on this earth, of his life, there's not one day that there hasn't been some type of curiosity about Prince Harry. And every time he's in the public, he's been followed, or he's been chased, or cameras are just flashing in his eyes. Never ever peaceful moments. He has to constantly hide. That's not how life is meant to be lived. It definitely isn't. So he definitely needs that quiet, and I'm happy that he's able to do that away from the royal family. And we can clearly see now, the handwriting is on the wall, that information of where Harry and Meghan were at different times, or what they were doing, were coming from the royal family, because they at that time, the staff that they had existed within that that household, and they were feeding information. Now their staff is totally removed. Their staff is here in the United States, and they're removed from Harry's life, and you can see the difference. You're already seeing the difference, that the Sussexes and them, whatever they're doing, is much more private. It's much more to themselves than previously. So we clearly see that the liquors were coming from the palace, no doubt about it. So the case was wrapped up. The prosecutor wrapped up their case. They grilled that reporter, that worked for the, that Mirror Group newspaper. She was the last person on the stand, and apparently she said that um, Piers Morgan interjected information that he got in her articles. So who knows if it wasn't whatever that he was interjecting wasn't what he had gotten illegally, or by nefarious means to put into those articles. So she said he had a hand in, putting the articles together after she had written it, because of course he was the chief editor. So when somebody writes an article, it is passed on to him, and he examines the article and to look for certain things in it, and then if it meets his standard, then he puts it out, he sends it out to be published. So that was his role, and apparently in doing that, he also put information. That's what she said on the witness stand. Now, this woman was she didn't want to be testifying. She was reluctant to testify, but she was court ordered. The judge matched her into court to do so. Piers Morgan, I think he was supposed to testify as well, but I think he pleaded the fifth, and he wasn't marshaled or court ordered to come to court and testify. I don't know why the judge allowed her. Maybe she's the one who was writing it, and he was more the person that was overseeing. So I don't know why the judge court-martialed her to be there and not Piers Morgan. That would have been nice to see. I really wanted Piers Morgan to answer, some of the questions that, that people have out there, or, I wanted to see him be grilled by Mr. Sherborne, Harry's lawyer. So that didn't happen, but I don't think it's over yet. I don't think it's over. They say whatever happens in the dark must come out in the light, and it will eventually come out. But in my mind, I thought Harry was victorious, and as I said, this is a civil case. It is not a criminal case. In a criminal case, the burden of proof is higher as opposed to a civil case where it's basically a judge can rule based on probability, or the likelihood of something happening, or it's just based on his belief, based on the evidence that was presented. So I strongly believe Harry's case was very strong, especially the two situations where he talked about the kissing disease and his flight log. Those were private things, and they were not, available to other people other than him, and nobody should have known about them unless if they, did something nefarious illegally to get that information. So that's where I think Harry has a great chance of winning his case with these two situations. And we shall see. We're keeping our fingers crossed. I am definitely praying. I'm asking you guys to pray that the judge moves in Harry's favor, and at least we can get the ball rolling when it comes to how the press reports information in the United Kingdom. They are claiming that they don't have those types of practices anymore. Once upon a time it was rampant, but they don't have those types of practices anymore. But I don't believe them, and if in case they do not do these things anymore, what they're doing, the attack and the making up of stories and the abuse of the press in the United Kingdom, that has to be regulated. It just cannot continue like that. You just don't have, I don't think somebody should have that type of ammunition where they can literally make somebody else's life this miserable and talk about somebody day in and day out, and the stories are erroneous, they're not true. And essentially, at the end of the day, the purpose of these types of reporting is to vilify people, or to dehumanize them, and to get other people to turn against them. That is, I mean, to say that is the worst. It is the worst. And Meghan had mentioned the abuse that she had received. It was so bad to the point where she felt like she didn't want to live anymore. Anytime it get to something like that, we definitely need regulation. And as Harry said, these people have blood on their hand. Caroline Flack, his ex-girlfriend, they went in on her in the UK press until she had nowhere else to go but to end her life. And that is very sad. And look at what they did to Harry's mother. Look at what they did to her, you know, chased her to her death. So something has to be done, and you know, Harry's in a position to do it, and I'm just happy that he's doing it. And at the end of the day, somebody mentioned that we shouldn't say victory for Harriet in the chat, in one of the comments. I say that because they're over there on the other end in the United Kingdom is saying Harry lost his case and he didn't know this and he didn't know that. I'm saying the opposite. I'm looking at it from a point of view of, you know, of truth. You know, I'm looking at it as, here's what was said, here is what the legal you know, the legal eagles out there are saying. That's how I'm looking at it, and based on what I read. So, and they will never ever say that Harry came out victorious. And as part of the Sussex squad, I think we have to amplify that. We have to say it out, because we're not going to hear it. We're not going to hear the truth from anybody else. So the press is just terrible, and they need to be regulated in the United Kingdom. And if Harry has gotten the ball rolling, and if anything else if nothing else comes from it, we know that Harry has put the British press on notice, one, and he has made them become visible globally, and he has sounded the alarm and let people know what they're doing. So to me, that is a win in and of itself. Okay, so anyways, on that note, take care and have a pleasant day. Stay safe, put your mask on if you're, you know, getting those, the smoke from Canada, from the fires that is out there. Okay, so stay safe and stay indoors. Drink a lot of water, put your mask on. Bye and take care.